Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry. Here at the Everything Anime Podcast, talk about some anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic we feel like talking about. Today's video is on My Hero Academia, Chapter 413. Okay, so we now understand what he meant by part ways. I'm sorry, it's kind of funny because it's also kind of stupid. First off, so the figure that was forming inside of the One for All subspace, it wasn't All Might like I thought it'd be. It was Star and Stripe, the one that like is the American hero that looked up to All Might. And the reason that she's there is because like I guess she's, how'd they say it? Something like because we all want to be a hero or something like that, or we feel like we have a reason to protect somebody, we can appear. That doesn't give her a reason to show up in the One for All space, but they were just kind of trying to make an excuse why she would give a comeback. Because like I know she was kind of hyped up for like the 3-4 chapters that she was in, but that's how I mean. Like My Hero Academia, it does so much and introduces too many characters, but then they're gone way too fast. Like, she had a cool power set and all that, and her battle with Shigaraki was kind of interesting. I think she was a little overhyped. But she was also taken out, like, way too fast. You introduced a character for one chapter and killed him 3 chapters later. I don't know. But anyways, so she was in the My Hero subspace, and she's basically telling All Might like this information, like, hey, there's a way to stop she tells all of them apparently, because like they're all still connected. I'll get to that in a second, but she basically tells All Might like, hey, that like space in Shigaraki's mind where all those blocks are holding that little boy that's crying inside together, yeah, there's a crack in there, and it's a crack from our battle that I had with him, because he can't accept something that happened in that battle, which honestly, I mean, aside from whooping his ass, like, what can he accept from that battle? Like, he wasn't personally connected to Stern Stripe. Now, if there's something like personally connected him in Midoriya early, that makes more sense. There was something like maybe he like rejected All for One at one point. That would make more sense. But like, he rejected one thing from their battle, and that's gonna be your opening. Like, I was like, that makes no sense. I don't see how he was connected against Star and Stripe for any reason. I mean, maybe that's a fight where like he was both Shigaraki and All for One at the same time, so like a part of himself is still in there from that battle or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to say. I don't know what they're going for. After that, there's just like a lot of back and forth, like of them trying to explain to Deku like how they're gonna get rid of One for All. So what they mean is they want to transfer One for All to Shigaraki. Now, I thought the same thing. I was like, why the fuck would you give him One for All? They're like, well, if you give him One for All, it'll be enough to break open that crack. Or it's a gamble, but obviously since it's the last fight and we're near the end, it's going to work. It's too late to do like a Venom in the middle of Spider-Man 2. I mean, you knew Venom was coming, but when it happens against Kraven, like switch, make the story go a little bit longer. No, this is going to be it. So, yeah, he's going to obviously, well, they were arguing about which one to do it. Like, Smokescreen guy was like, I'm the weakest one, I can't do anything. Which I thought was pretty funny. Like, I mean, I get why he said that, because yeah, currently your power's the weakest, but also like there's no reason to use Smokescreen at this point in the battle anyway. Like, at one point Deku looks like he's literally dying. Like, I was like, this guy's on his last ropes. He's not gonna start about this fight if this fight went on for more than 3 more chapters. He's, as I said in the last video, there's 3 more chapters left. There's probably 2 chapters left. The next chapter will break open that little kid Shigaraki, and then the chapter after that, Shigaraki's gonna be back to normal. I guarantee you, the fight's over in 2 chapters. I guarantee you. But yeah, they're arguing back and forth which one to do, and eventually the second user's like, let me do it. I have the power of gear shift. And they're worried about that when they're like, oh, hey, if you give him gear shift, but this doesn't work, because again, it's going to work. It's not cliche because it's in the story, because you can give, like, say for example, like Okay, here's one. Even though this is also an asshole, Dino Knight's already like. I'll talk about that too about what Dino Knight said, but just on some Dino Knight example. You know how Madara. I mean, Kabuto is the one that did the Edo Tensei, right? He brought back all the dead ninja in the Ninja War, and they couldn't die because they would just come back because they're already dead. So all you could do is kind of subdue them. And the ultimate way to take them down was take out the Edo Tensei user, and that's who Sasuke and Itachi fought. So we know that Madara had came back with Edo Tensei. So we're like, okay, if Sasuke and Itachi obviously are going to beat Kabuto, if they break the Edo Tensei, that means Madara's going to go away too. Like the overarching villain of Naruto is going to go down with Edo Tensei. But as Edo Tensei got taken out, like Kabuto and Itachi took down Kabuto, Madara's like, oh, you can undo the Edo Tensei if you know the signs. And I was just like, well, I mean, everybody, even Dan and I working out, like, what the fuck? Like, if you could undo the Edo Tensei the whole time, why didn't you do it the moment you got resurrected? Obviously, because Masashi Kishimoto needed to keep Madara in the fight because Madara is the major villain, and Madara is like, you know, the ultimate ninja that they need to take down. And if he got taken out with Edo Tensei, that'd be kind of stupid. So, but that's kind of what I mean. I mean, Madara was also relying on Pain to use the Rene Tensei to bring him back, but because that didn't work, because Pain had switched sides, whatever, he had got turned over by Naruto, he was going to use that as his backup plan. But again, if you could just bring yourself back from Edo Tensei, why would you ever need to, you know what I mean? Down and out, I broke that down. But again, that's what I mean. Like, that made the fight go on longer, but it was also a subversion of expectations. There's not going to be a subversion of expectations in this fight between Shigaraki and Deku. Obviously, if Shigaraki got the gear shift ability from the second user because Deku transfers it to him, and then like Deku starts getting his ass whipped even more, that'd be a cool subversion of expectations. But again, it's not going to happen. He's going to give Shigaraki the second user's power. Is going to break open the little boy inside of him, and you know, I'm telling you, by chapter 415, 416, whichever number we're on, 2 chapters from now, the fight's over. I guarantee you. There'll be like some kind of weird conclusion wrap up by 3 chapters from now, but by 2 chapters from now, the fight's over. And the last thing I guess that happens is Deku has this like new weird looking form. Kind of like when he was in his Dark Hero arc, only this one looks even more weirder because he's like wrapped up in like black whip and like he's like really bony and crap. And Shigaraki kind of comments, he's like, you know, if I didn't know any better, I would think you're a villain. And I was just like, yeah, because he looks weird as fuck. Like, it's not like Naruto Cloak. It's not like Gear 5th Luffy. It's not like Ichigo Final Form, you know, with a single horn. Vasto Lorde Ichigo or whatever we're like Vasto Lorde Ichigo / Quincy / Soul Reaper, whatever, you know what Ichigo is. It's not like that. It's like this weird looking form. So I'm like, yeah, I would think he's a villain too. Like Deku's transformations never look heroic for some reason. So if I saw this guy out there, like this is whatever his max power, I would be like, what? Like, I'd be running towards the villain, be like, save me from that motherfucker. That's I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of that chapter. Again, I'm not impressed. I think this is gonna end pretty stupid, and I think All for One is the worst and weakest Shonen Jump villain ever to exist. His plan was stupid. I'm standing by that. And you can't debate me on that. All for One did nothing. He got his ass whooped ever since he shown up, and the only person he ever beat was Iron Mite. That is pathetic, my dude. That is pathetic for a major villain that you wrote and hyped up. Only for him to be killed super easily. Kind of sad. And for him to do nothing. But again, like I said, this is Deku's story. So it's a passing of the torch. But just imagine, man. Imagine this was like, because if you don't still understand, imagine like, the story started out with Batman and the Joker. And, like, we're following Robin, Dick Grayson, who grows up, you know, to be, like, we'll say in the end he becomes Nightwing. But Harley Quinn is Shigaraki. And I know this isn't a comparison completely, but just imagine, because those are the hierarchy villains, Batman and the Joker. And then their subordinates, Robin and Harley Quinn. That's basically All for One, All Might, Shigaraki, and Harley Quinn, or Shigaraki and Deku. Now imagine in the end, Robin does become Nightwing. Well, no, that'd be when Deku's the greatest hero of all time, so he's not even Nightwing. Imagine like, fucking who was the second? Jason Todd took out Joker. Fine, okay, cool. And then, Joker dies. But then Harley Quinn's like, okay, now I'm the villain. And you're watching this fight between Robin and Harley Quinn, which could be interesting, I guess. Because I think Harley Quinn can surprise, maybe, well, from what we've seen, Harley Quinn can kind of stand on her own as a villain. But, like, just imagine that. That's what this feels like. It's like your major villain, Joker, did nothing besides get his ass whipped by Batman. He beat maybe like the crippled Batman. Like, Batman that got his back broken by Bane. He beat that one. That's what this feels like. It feels like a very underwhelming, like, finale. Again, the only parts I did love was Himiko Toga versus Ochaku, because I feel like that was very well fleshed out and that was different and unique. I kind of gave praise to Dobby and the whole Endeavor family thing, but I just felt like it was a little bit rushed. I felt like there was a little bit more that were missing, especially since Dobby didn't give his brother the burn mark. It must have been his dad, or he did it to him. So I don't know. That the chapter where it seemed like Dobby was going to do it, I remember I talked about that. That would have been a better explanation, but the brother never touched the fire and ice guy. So we didn't really find out how he got that eye during that flashback at all. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have much else to say, so probably wrap up this video here, and we'll move on to the sponsor. Yeah, we'll see you guys later.